Okay, party people in the house.
Mary, attention,
Wow.
please.
In a moment, the beat will be played in many parts.
Brody, how stoked are you for today's show?
I'm so stoked,
That's
man.
good. That's good.
Oh,
That's good.
this is incredible. Welcome to
good.
Canada Laughs
Yes,
Channel
yes, yes.
168. We are here on SiriusXM, and the voice you hear in the background is the one and only,
That guy.
the guy, the Godfather of Canadian hip-hop, and that is true to Maestro Fresh-Wes. You hear Let Your Backbone
Well, listen,
Slide in the background.
Yo, listen, man, thanks for having me. I don't know if I'm a scale of 11 out of 1 to 10 like you, but I'm trying to do my thing still. That was fresh.
I think it's more like a scale 1 to 100.
That
I'm
was
an
dope,
11,
man.
but
That was dope.
Roddy and Jeff, of course, always doing a great introduction here on the program.
Wicked.
So, Maestro, thank you. We're very gracious for your time. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me, sir.
So I want to start off. I want to start now. The one thing in life a man should always do is be accountable to his mistakes, and to grow up and to recognize when maybe there was a point in his life that he fucked up and apologize.
Okay.
And I actually personally want to apologize to you. Because I don't know if you know if there's something, but we had a nice trip once over to Wakestock. We
Yeah.
did this big thing.
Oh, yeah.
We-
Man, that's soft. That's soft, man.
We
That's
had, we
soft.
had a great trip,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then I
yeah.
know that we went on the radio after, and we joked about like kind of hanging out with Maestro, and maybe what could have been, not like it wasn't like we were saying rude things, but we were just kind of like. We were more like talking about you like you were our friend forever, and I don't know if that ever rubbed you the wrong
Nah,
way.
dude, that was cool, man. Listen, man, it's all love, man. You know,
Good.
I know it's your job. You guys cool. I came through. I ain't seen you in a while. You smiling like you were smiling before. You know what I mean? Now you got your theme song too on top of that. so.
We got themes.
I'm
No,
working
but
on that.
I wanted to make sure that I wanted just to clear the air to make sure that I have the utmost respect for you. I grew up in the exact genre that your hit was the biggest hit and
God
put
bless,
hip hop
man.
in Canada on the map, and all Canadians have to thank you for that.
Listen, that was a good time that we had, though, right?
We
almost got in a fight that time. Me and you, right? You had to hold me back. I had to hold you back, right?
That's right.
But we held it down,
That
so
was
we don't got to worry about that
hilarious.
soft, man.
That was really
That's
funny.
what's up. That's what's up.
And I'm so happy that everything is going so well in your
Wicked,
career.
wicked.
How you don't age though?
Man, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna get a little older. Backbone don't quite slide like it used to, you know. But I still feel blessed, man. I still feel blessed to be here. I tell artists a lot of times, man, don't make records, just make history. You know what I'm saying? Because making records, anyone can make a record. But when you make history, is when you do something, you say something that lasts the test of time. When people making parodies, like my man over here on the Led Zeppelin tip. But let your backbone slide. It's over a quarter of a century now.
Hard
And
to believe.
people still check for it, man. So it's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean it is instilled in every single one of us
Wicked.
I would honestly, if people were to say what are the top 5 Canadian songs ever sung and made, Let Your Backbone Slide would be a part of that list 100%.
Well, at least in the top 100. I don't know about the top 5. Depending who we're talking
man,
to.
it would be.
Thank you,
like
man.
and it crosses all genres.
Thank
That's the
you.
thing. I mean, you think about it. Let Your Backbone Slide. It never ever just sort of sat with an urban community or like a waspy community. It just was a Canadian community.
I think it was a time when we were coming up into this genre of music, and it was all of like coming of age type thing. We're all trying to experiment, and that was the theme song for a lot of people. So
how neat is that? You say making history, you make some history.
Yeah.
And, not a lot of people really leave a mark in this world where they actually changed history.
Yeah.
You've done that for young and up and comers in the hip hop game, especially
Thank
the
you.
rap game. They call you the Godfather. It's just on print and it's a title, but you must have so many young artists who just respect the crap out of you. Did they come to you a lot of the times for advice?
Yeah, a lot of them, man. A lot of them. I mean, I met Cardinal when he was like 12. He was still taller than me, but but I met him when he was 12. I was looking up. He said, I'll give you some advice. But no, a lot of artists do, man. And it's like, you just lead by example. That's it, man. I was blessed because I came up watching Public Enemy. I got my media training. It was the Public Enemy show, wasn't it?
That's
right?
where we hung out.
It was the Public Enemy show.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's actually
But I
crazy.
got a lot of my media training from them. You understand what I'm saying? So I learned how to deal with media, how to deal with up-and-coming artists, and give them that type of energy to keep it going to the next level. So I just passed that on.
You remain so grounded too. We've had you. I had you when I did the old show. We met you then.
Yeah.
You're a ball of energy. You talk about. You say I have a smile. You've always had this like presence, a smile.
Wicked.
You're a compelling human being.
Thank
Forget
you,
about
man.
just a great artist.
Thank you.
And has that been tough to remain sort of so just have such humility as opposed to being a? I think I'd be cocky if I wrote one of the best songs ever.
Because I'm always trying to evolve, man.
Yeah.
So when you're always trying to evolve, it's like, okay, it's cool. If I was lying on my laurels, then it'd be different. But I'm trying to evolve. I never had anyone older than me look up to say, like, how do you do this? So I always learn from younger cats like, yo, Rich Kid, what do you think of this? King Rain, what do you think of that? Drake, what do you think of that? As opposed to, like, having cats older than me. So I learned from a young age it's okay to, learn from the young cats. And as long as we have that mutual respect, we can all grow together. So
has a guy like Drake ever come up to you and thanked you for,
You know what's so funny? That same day I saw you, that same day we went to the Public Enemy concert.
Yes.
I gave Chuck D my book, Stick to Your Vision.
Okay.
Which he wrote the foreword to.
Yes, I remember
So I actually
that.
went in the tour bus and signed it for Chuck and gave him the book that he actually wrote the foreword to. Right?
Yeah.
On the front page is a testimonial from Drake. And that was the first and only thing I ever asked him to do. And he wrote a beautiful testimonial for me, what he thought about me. And that means a lot to me. So, he basically said, a part of his confidence as a rapper coming out of Canada, he owes to me. He grew up watching me. I think we all grew up watching him together. We grew up watching each other now together. So,
wow, that's really wonderful to know that Drake would give back like that. I didn't see a show last night, and it's gotten to the point where I've evolved to the point where like I love Drake. I think what Drake has done is just incredible, and he continues to put out hits. And by all accounts, everyone says he's one of the hardest workers in the biz and always will be.
Yeah.
And then apparently the show he did in Toronto last night, it was like a big love fest for Toronto. That it wasn't like, hey, world's biggest rapper in the world. It was like always being grateful for Toronto supporting him.
Wicked.
You weren't at the show?
Nah, man, but I was at the Drake Hotel having a burger, and that burger was dope, man. That burger was so dope, man. Man, that burger was fresh, man. I had the burger with the. You ever tried a Drake burger?
That's a great burger.
Man, listen. Really, that's where I came from. That's why I'm 5 minutes late. I was at the Drake Hotel having that Drake burger. Speaking of Drake, man.
No offense, probably better than the concert. That's just how good the burger
that
is.
That burger is sitting well right now, son. That's what's up.
That's a darn good burger.
Wicked.
I'm going to Drake for a burger tonight. For sure. You sold me.
It was medium well. It was done. It was tender. The meat was it was dope. Fries were fresh.
What do you put on your burger? What did
I put on it? I put it was a special sauce they had. This joint. It was like a Scotch bonnet mixed with mango type. It was nice. I put that.
Wow.
It was dope.
You can write an album on it.
It was dope, man.
You'll call the album The Drake Burger.
The Drake Burger. That was dope.
Very cool to have Maestro. Speaking of albums, man, you don't stop working.
I don't stop working, B.
And good news, last Tuesday on iTunes now, available everywhere, is this new one, Compositions.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, and I read up on your thoughts on it. You're very proud of this, aren't you?
Proud of this, man. I'm proud of this. I'm excited, but I'm still excited about making music. A lot of times people feel like, oh, man, they forget about it. It's a young guy's game or whatever. I'm like, this is like a punch in the face, man. It's a dope EP, and I'm proud of it. And, it's some cool stuff, real cool stuff.
How long did you work on this for?
God, it was painless, man. I mean, I did Born in Toronto last summer, recorded that. I think it just kind of, the universe had dropped this now. Mother's Day was around the corner, and I got a song called I Know Your Mom. That's a good time to drop. I Know Your Mom, right? 2 weeks later, I dropped the EP, man. Compositions, Volume 1.
Wonderful. Do you actually know my mom?
But you know what? Your mom might know me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I was scared for a second.
I'll take you to the Drake for a burger. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. Love, it's all love, man.
And there's songs on Compositions as well that are written for the Pan Am Games.
Yeah. So I'm performing the Pan Am Games July 5th at the Scarborough Aquatic Center up at University of Toronto. And one song's called This Is My Universe. Other joints called Underestimated, featuring my man Jordan and JD Era on that too. So I'm excited about that. Production of the album, Andrew AAA, Tone Mason, Rich Kid, Reza Brothers, and Todd. I'm just excited about it because a lot of times artists feel like, their growth gets stunted or they get discouraged based on certain things. And I just found the energy to continue doing music, and I embrace that because a lot of times it's not easy. It's different. I'm from the era of the physical. We dwell in the era of the digital now. It's a whole different dynamic, so.
Well, even during an interview, AJ, always like dropping rhymes, making I love you. You have such a presence when you speak, like a Muhammad Ali. Like it's amazing. No, really, you always been so well. You're so gifted in your words.
Well, it's preparation. I know you were going to be here and all that. I didn't think you were going to bring back to those days, but I'm glad you did because that's nothing but love, man. Real spit.
Well, it makes. I mean, listen, I'm just so grateful you're here. We've done this show now. It was our 300th episode yesterday.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
And we have the best team in the world, and we have a lot of fun. And
Love your voice, man.
Yeah, Roddy's incredible, almost on his. And Jeff, they used to play in a band, Rebel Emergency, and he's one of the best guitar players in Canada.
Cool,
Plays
man.
with Julie Black, actually.
Were you at the Phoenix show? How was that? It was dope, huh?
Really good, yeah.
Only reason I wasn't there because I was in Edmonton, man.
Okay.
That's the only reason
I was just trying. You were
wasn't
talking to Mike. Okay.
there. Yeah, I love Julie,
Show's
man.
great.
Yeah,
Lots
Julie's
of-
dope,
lots of
man.
energy.
Wicked.
And it's really neat. Like they met on this show. Julie came in as an interview, and then she just needed a guitarist, and Jeff's playing guitar, and all of a sudden we're like, Jeff's the best guitarist, and that's the whole feel of this program. That's like when back to what I was saying is Maestro.
Yeah.
When you come on here, you tweet out to your fans, you're coming on. It legitimizes all of this, man. It's
Thank
all
you.
about cross promoting everybody.
Listen, you don't know who you're gonna meet in life, man. Sometimes you might need a drive to Collingwood to see a Public Enemy show, or sometimes you need to hang out with a friend. Shout out to my homegirl Ivana Santilli, who's sitting right over there. Listen, we just did a show at the Capitol Theater. I had my drummer, dope. Shamaka was ill. DJ Grouch was DJing for me. You know, he did his thing. I had my breakdancers in RCMP gear. We call them Revolution Can Move People, right? RCMP, right? But Ivana played. Not only did she play keys, she did background vocals and played trumpet.
Wow.
So the symphony is still in effect, man. You know what I mean?
Beautiful that the symphony is still in effect. There is so much talent in Canada, isn't there?
Yeah, man. I'm just glad to still be a part of it. But listen, like, shout out to Socrates, Cardinal. There's a lot of artists, man. And especially like that last album, I worked with the Trues. I got a chance to work with them. Man, who else? Lights, Sam Roberts. And a lot of times people put a little restriction on hip hop, but to me, we can just break this down and continue moving and evolving.
Yeah, it's really neat that all the crossover and all the different sort of styles of music getting into the rap game. Is there someone that you haven't worked with, Maestro, that you would love to? It's maybe on a wish list for you?
I would have loved to work with Tupac, but in the movie. But he passed away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of artists,
You can do a show
Julie
with this-
Black. Julie Black.
Oh, yeah?
I would have loved to work with Julie Black. Definitely. So
I can't.
we're
You've never
gonna make that.
Yeah.
We're gonna make that happen. Oh, that's in the process. That's in
good.
the process. Shot Wisdom is ill too. You know, Ivana, me and her we worked together doing shows and stuff like that. But we could drop something, recorded something. You know, a lot of artists, man. A lot of artists.
You know who loves Maestro, who performed with them, is our friends Human Kebab from USS.
That's my dude. He was at that show too.
He's the best.
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
he was there too.
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of the wake
I thought
stocks.
you were gonna maybe do something with him.
You know what? I'd love to see what we could do, what we can come up with, man. That could be fresh.
The amount of energy on stage between you and Human Kebab would be insane.
Listen. You had the Human Kebab on one side, then you had me. Then you had Flavor. You had like a Maestro sandwich right there. Like in terms of energy. Man. Like, what's going on here, B? That was crazy.
That was one of the craziest things. And I got in a fight with Dallas
Homeboy,
Green.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And that's what had
You
happened.
like talking. You like exposing them. Like, oh, he's like, nah, I'm talking. I'm mentioning the names. Okay, cool.
That was one of the probably now that you
I was
mention
trying to hold
it,
you back, B.
Dude, you
were like this.
I was ready to go. Yeah, you were like,
I was holding you back.
You were that barely. More like just with your pinky. You didn't have to hold back that strong.
I didn't see you that. I never see you that mad before, man.
Well, I don't. You know, the problem is I don't get mad a
We
lot.
drove up so nice and
Yeah.
peaceful. Your hair was blowing in the wind. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was like a movie. It's like a scene from a movie. You know Jerry Maguire when they play the Tom Petty Free Falling. It's just like a nice eclectic vibe. It was just me and homie just driving, feeling good,
Tranquil.
and just to see the transformation. He went from that to Lou Ferrigno in a heartbeat. I'm like, I don't know what this is over, man, but let me just be peace. This is my ride back home. Let me just chill.
I even turned green. I was so mad.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna recount the story. Have I told it on the show before, Jay?
You know, I know the story. I don't know if we talked about it on
Can I
air.
tell you what I remember?
Yes.
I don't get mad. I'm a nice guy. I'm really a nice guy. I don't get. Ask anybody. Am I a nice guy? That was my pinky trying to hold him back. That was my pinky.
There was a story with what's his name again? Dallas
Green.
Dallas Green, who's huge. Like, I mean, the guy, he was in those bands, right?
Lexus on Fire, City.
Okay, it's huge. Like he's a huge guy, and he was huge at the time, especially for the station we work with. And anyway, his wife had thought I said something to her that was rude a couple of weeks prior to that, which I did not. And I'm not even gonna get into it, but I know for a fact it was at a wedding, and I would never say anything rude to his wife.
Okay.
She misconstrued my words, and it had to do with me basically saying you're great on E because she was on E Talk at the time, and I think she thought I was saying something else, which I wasn't about E. And then Dallas saw me.
And you said, I know your mom.
No.
That's what happened. That's what happened. It all comes back. You see how it all comes back in a full circle?
I did.
It all comes back in a full circle.
I was like,
homie.
I rapped it to him too. I was like, I know your mom. Yeah, she knows my thumb. Like we just went in. But and then I rightfully, like any protective husband would do, he would have some choice words to say to me. I was so mad because I knew that those weren't true words, but Dallas is the bigger star. Like that, everyone's there for Wakestock to see Dallas. So I couldn't really defend myself. And I got so mad, if you remember, I actually punched a porta potty to the point where it was rocking, and then out came like a 15-year-old girl. Like,
man. But I'm glad, all jokes aside, I'm glad it didn't escalate into nothing like that.
And what actually helped calm it down too was we then spoke privately, Dallas and I, between I think it was actually USS's bus, and it was also Public Enemy's bus.
Yeah.
There were like two buses. Oh, no, it was probably Alexa on Fire's bus or whatever, and then Public Enemy's bus. And then as Dallas and I were kind of in a heated talk, but, basically trying to smooth things over, Flava Flav walked out. This was just
boy.
It's literally, he's like, wait, what's the problem, man? He had to join. He's like, you guys should just chill out.
Yeah, I believe that.
Greatest. Like, when you look back now, right? And I'm there, Maestro, or everyone's there hanging out. Oh,
that was dope.
Yeah, good times. But you obviously have always been very positive and stuff. Have people ever, when you were rising up to fame, Maestro, and you're doing well, and everyone in this in your industry is pretty competitive. Did people ever try and like kind of slander you or smear you? Did you ever have to counter any of that stuff?
Yeah, that's just because nobody knew how to act. There was no reference point of how to embrace somebody from your city or your country doing something that you're trying to do before. In America, regardless of hip-hop was a young genre of music at the time, people knew about R&B artists or jazz artists or something, you know what I mean? Where we came up, especially in Toronto, there was no reference point of how to embrace or how to react when somebody is doing something semi-successful. So a lot of times people embrace me, but I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea anyway. So that's just how it goes, man.
But I find that hard to believe because I can't. Obviously I don't. It's not like I know you that well, but I can't see you rubbing people the wrong way. You're positive. You work hard. Man. You set a great example. You're doing things for the Pan Am Games. Like you're an ambassador.
But you know what? Though, Todd, at the end of the day, like we grow, man. We grow, and then it was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. Maybe it was, the average adult. I have a saying, and I told Ivana this today, man. She likes this when she's laughing already. I'm not even looking. She's laughing. The average adult does not emotionally mature beyond the age of 13. Think about that. The average adult doesn't, I didn't say intellectually, emotionally mature beyond the age of 13. You know what she said? Well, you know what, though? If we just show them love, maybe they'll mature to the age of 16.
Yeah. No, I said if we call them out.
Oh, if we call them out on it. If we call them out on it.
Maybe they'll do it to 16. But it's true.
Yeah. A lot of times people's emotions get them, especially in our genre of music, B. When I say humility is a skill, that's something we got to practice or ego will contaminate us, man. Especially in hip-hop. We be walking around thinking we're the greatest things in sliced bread because that's what we're supposed to do to some capacity. A lot of times people don't know how to turn that off. You see what I'm saying? So something we got to work on, man. Something we got to work on.
Yeah, it's wise words. There's stage Maestro or stage someone else, and then after it, like we all have to be grateful for what we have.
As much as I love the black tuxedo, I'm not going to the Scarborough Town Center in my tux. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's for the show, whatever like that.
Well, and it's kind of like you think of like an NHL hockey player,
exactly.
Someone who's paid to go and hit and maybe fight and do whatever. Use a goon for an example. Off the ice are some of the most gentle souls.
Yeah.
And there's a time to turn it on, and there's a time to set an example. And that's what we get paid to do. Yeah. And then how do you compartmentalize away from it all?
Yeah, like you compartmentalize because on the way up, it's so tranquil to Collingwood. Then you compartmentalize because you felt a little ways, you dealt with that, then you shifted back and you dealt with them, you rectified the situation, which I'm glad because I never heard this story, the conclusion of that story with Flavor Flav in the middle with two of y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys got a chance to rectify
you got it.
it.
I mean, I'm sure they still don't like me, but that's okay. Everyone's career goes on and you do your thing. As Canadian talent, part of the advice I always give Maestro is that it's also just a career. Like make it a career. Yeah. Extend this career.
Yeah.
Very few of us get the paydays like the Drakes get. And if you get them, God, I'm so happy
and he's
for
an
him.
anomaly. Let's keep us real, man.
Yes.
I've been blessed to be able to diversify the portfolio. We're filming season 5, Mr. D.
Yes.
I'm about to go to Halifax. How cool is that, man?
It's amazing. Congrats on the renew. Man. I didn't know that Mr. D got renewed. That's great news.
We getting ready to go do that. Then I got a show with Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
June 10th, I'm opening for Snoop.
Come on.
Yeah, man, the Joe Carter.
the Joe Carter Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'll be at the after party. I'll be there.
I'll be there, B.
Wow, that's
be
right. The
there.
Joe, my very good friend James Dodds is a big part of that with TD Bank. The Joe Carter Classic is
Wicked.
amazing. I've had I've been better. I can't even speak to that. I've been very lucky to be there before. I would be at the after party. That's right. You're opening for Snoop Dogg.
Snoop, yeah, man. I'm
Have you
excited
met
about
Snoop
that.
Dogg
Nah,
before?
man, but I will, man. Hopefully it'll be the same scenario with you and Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying? Not just play. It'd be a cool scenario because I love Snoop, man. Snoop is real cool.
What a legend
Yeah,
he is,
man.
huh?
Yeah, man. Definitely.
My goodness. So, like, are there, like, you know, when you get to meet guys like this, despite how successful you've been, are you still kind of like that kid in the candy store, like I would be if I met Snoop Dogg? Like, is it still?
You know what? Like, I can't. You know, I like to shake his hand. When I met Rakim, that was my G right there. When I met Rakim, I was like, oh my goodness, that's like the rap guys. I was like, oh my goodness, I met Rakim. You know, then Tour Public Enemy. I think they put everything down to earth for me. So when I meet other artists, I'm happy to meet other artists. But how many artists can you say really made you become a better human being? Not too many. But PE is one of those groups that can say that. So it puts me down to earth. So when I meet other groups, other artists, I'm just happy to meet them. And I keep it moving because I've been blessed to be around those guys who just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but I'm definitely excited to see Snoop to open for him. That's going to definitely go. I'm going to document that.
Yes, and so you should. How are you doing? Are you enjoying being on the social medias and stuff at Maestro Fresh-Wes? And do you like reaching out to the Facebook
cool.
fans?
It's cool. I like this. I'm from the era of the physical. Like, I'd rather be like, how you doing? Peace, you know? The digital thing is a different ball game because a lot of people could just, misconstrue a lot of things, a lot of deception, and a lot of people think they're more important than they are. You got high school kids with more views than you, so they think they walk with a chest a little high, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is, man. It's a different time, man.
It is a different
One thing
time.
I say, Todd, like really, I hope like the young generation, like my music, but I'm not trying to beg for approval. I think that's a mistake when older artists try to act younger than they really are. And that's a subliminal message with my song, I Know Your Mom. It's like, dude, I'm older than you, B. I'm not trying to, to me, it's like I promise myself two things, Todd. I'm not going to be a grumpy old man, but I'm not going to be Samuel L. Jackson on a skateboard. Meaning I'm not trying to, just imagine that visual. That's a visual, right? Samuel Jackson on a skateboard,
It's a good
right?
way to get away from snakes. Though.
It's a good way to get rid of snakes on a plane, right? Well, you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be that dude. My pants ain't gonna be hanging out to my knees, trying to hope for the mystical, miraculous day for these young guys to like embrace me. Nah, this is my lane over here. This is your lane over there, and God is good. Mice is nice, man.
Yeah, and it's again beautifully said, but you don't need to compromise yourself. You're the fucking godfather of hip hop, man.
Thank you, man.
And from our generation's perspective, I know how you've paved the way for the up and comers. And this new generation, you're right, it is very interesting how everything online is what's so important to them.
It's a different time.
But it's also a very scary time. We actually even posted a little interview on an article on our own Facebook page today about how people need this approval online through likes and followers and friends, and they're actually back to that communication. They're losing this sense of connection with people, and it's superficial to think that just because 40 people liked you because you're symmetrical means that you're popular.
Dude. I'm not that dude that's that on it. I'm just learning. I just learned to copy and paste like last week. So to me, I'm a dude where. So when somebody from my generation go like Maestro, how come Wes, how come you didn't like my picture, or how come you didn't like me? How can I follow? Dude, stop it. Don't come to me with that, B. When I get around to that, I will. I'm not the dude that's on it like that. Come on, man. We didn't grow up like that. Let the kids do what the kids do. Understand what I'm saying? We don't got to act like them. Understand what I'm saying? Learn from them to some capacity. Some things will work. Some things won't. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's up, man. That's how I look at it, man.
Are you a Toronto sports fan?
The Raptors kind of disappointed me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's as far as it goes with that, But that's about it. I just love my city, so I love to see Blue Jays do what they do. Joe Carter, I want to see in a couple of days anyway, right?
Oh, so cool.
I want to see the Leafs rebuild to some capacity, and you know what it is, man.
And do you still go and do a ton of tours across Canada?
Dude, I got Vancouver coming up June 30th. I got Nanaimo July 2nd. It's happening. I was just in Edmonton 2 weeks ago when Julie Black had her concert, so it's happening.
Good. And I would imagine just so well received all across
Feedback
this
is good,
nation.
man. The feedback is good. I got to stretch out.
Do you get sore after shows?
Backbone don't slide like it used to. Gotta stretch out, do my thing,
And tell us about compositions, because I know there's to tell the community, we'll call them back in 10. There's 2 volumes, correct, of compositions?
Nah, just one for now.
Just one for now.
You know what, really? I just called it volume 1 to just leave it open for more stuff. I didn't want to call it the compositions. I just want to continue doing more stuff. That's why I call it Volume 1, to let people know I got more stuff.
There's more stuff to come,
Yeah.
and then
Whenever I feel like dropping it.
Sorry, have you changed your approach on writing and putting songs together? Is it sort of just the way you always did? Whatever's on top of mind, you went and did.
This was painless, homie. This was a painless EP to put out, man. Because it was just like the universe said, drop this now.
You can come up with a song that quick.
Man. Well, not necessarily, but when it's time, it comes. It writes itself.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Maestro, we have a comedian who has like 10 minutes here with us. Is that what he's saying, Jay? Or are you just getting his phone number? Can we call him back? Okay, great. We have he's calling us from LA, but no, I'm glad. I don't want to rush this at all. I'm too engaged. I want you to stay for the whole show.
Wicked.
Roddy actually, Maestro, and sorry to spring this upon you, but Roddy has a bit of a beef with you too, or something. I'm not quite. Roddy said I got to speak to Maestro. If you don't mind, he would love to have some words with you. I'm not quite sure. Roddy,
It's not really a beef, but little backstory, quick here.
Okay.
1988, Scarborough, Ontario.
Uh-oh.
I'm in a traveling trombone troupe called the Tromboners. And in order to get people into the crew, I wrote this song. And I just found it on an old VHS.
Yeah.
I wrote some of the lyrics down. And you might find some similarities here. Okay. I'm not saying you stole anything from me.
Okay.
I'm just saying have a listen.
Hold on, what's the name of the group again?
The Tromboners.
Okay, continue. Proceed.
Traveling trombone troupe. So I was going to give you a little taste. You
Okay.
let me know what you
Let me
think.
put my seatbelt on first.
did you need any background music or anything?
No, I don't need nothing. I got the beat in my head.
Okay.
Make the beat in your own head. Okay, ready? Okay. Push play. Here we go. Do it like this. This horn is amplified, so just glide and let your trombone slide, and then trombones go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then I go, listen to every note I play, the trombone, better than the saxophone. If you play tuba, go home. And if you play the flute, you can stick it right up your poop chute. I'm the hot ROD, I can beat every time at tic-tac-toe. I choose the middle square, and before you know, I got my X's in a motherfucking row, motherfucker. This ain't a game, I'm on a mission. Call me a trombone mathematician. If I got one here and two at home, that's 3. 'Cause 2 + 1 is 3, A universe without trombones is useless. An old man without dentures is toothless. I'll play the trombone till I die, so just chill and let your trombone slide.
And that's where they go.
So it's some similarities, right?
Okay, you know what? It's all coming back to me now, man. It's all coming back
That
to
was
me.
1988.
Yeah. That came out in 89, yeah.
Yours was much better than mine. I like to think in my mind that I might have influenced you a little
Listen,
bit.
man, respect. You guys got jokes, man. I was nervous. I got beef. I'm like, what's going on here? Wicked.
Maestro, how is you have a 6-year-old child, correct?
Yeah.
How's that changed your life over the last 6 years?
Man, he cool, man. That's like priority now, number 1. Like up here, I was just texting. Is he all right? That's all. You're gonna have some fun, man. You're definitely gonna have some fun. He's got a science project coming up. I helped him on that. Excited about that. That makes me smile. I feel we've grown. Now it's just like passing on stuff that we learned along the ways to the next generation. So
Is he showing signs of wanting to be a singer or a rapper or anything?
nah,
No.
man. He likes Backbone Slide. He loves I Can't Breathe. He doesn't like I Know Your Mom.
Okay.
Doesn't like that one. But he's a cool cat, man. That's my dude, man.